But
I mean, I'm a young guy right now. I feel like I'm in the perfect place. That's what I keep hearing from everyone anyways. I'm only 23. I've literally been in business going on 5 years now, according to the town of Palmer. You know, I found that if you do everything the right way, and you know your cost, and you work hard every day, and you always return your phone calls, you always work hard, there's no excuse for not being successful as time goes on. I mean, it's the people that drop the ball that say, "Oh, I'm not going to return the call. I'm tired," or whatever.
You've got
to. That might be the guy with the push mower,
Right. There's Ron. You got to tell him. Ron's my manager here with me, but Ron, tell him the story about the one guy who's been here in Melbourne for how many years and he still can't get over 80 accounts.
Yeah, there's a guy, and I see him once in a while, not a lot, but his goal is to have 100 accounts. And he said it's funny, he's got, like 2 guys that help him out, and he's a good guy, but he says, it's kind of funny. He says, all of a sudden I get around 82, 83 accounts, and I think, by God, I'm going to make that 100 accounts. And he says, and a week goes by, and now I only have 72. He says, it's like I just can't get to that 100 a client mark,
Yeah.
And he says it just keeps happening. He says if I do get 100, he says I'll be happy. Then I don't want no more.
Yeah.
But
and how many years?
Yeah, and he's been in the business for like 6 or 7 years now.
So that stuff, that's where you're kind of missing the boat on things. If you're not paying attention, like even the YouTube stuff, you could literally start today, walk out there, watch all those YouTube videos, and go out there and make a bunch of money and pick up a ton of clients. Just from that. You didn't have to go to school for it, no nothing. I mean, you could do it just from watching and taking advice from people on the internet,
Well, I actually did go to school for a couple of years for landscaping and horticulture, and to be completely honest with you, I learned more on YouTube and working with different companies and doing my own stuff than I ever did at school. I mean, it makes you look good, I guess, from an employer standpoint. Okay, you could do this, you could do that, you know how to, make something look nice, but it comes down to experience, and it comes down to hard work.
It does. You can learn it all, but do you really know how to do it? Not until you do it.
Right.
No. I mean, that's how I've always seen it. And I've worked for small companies, large companies. I've worked for tree services. I've worked for lawn care, mowing, landscaping, hardscaping. I'm young, but I've already been there and done a lot of this stuff, either personally or as a subcontractor or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Just while it's on my mind, you said to have your vehicles wrapped. We don't really have anyone out here that does that kind of stuff. However, what I'm doing is slowly putting money into my truck, and I'm doing a really nice vinyl job on it, so it sticks out and looks professional. I got a friend who has the whole printer and the whole bit, and you can absolutely work something out with the vinyl company and set stuff up, put stuff exactly where you want, without going out and spending over $1,000 on a wrap.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You can accomplish the same thing. I mean, somebody doesn't know too much about it, they wouldn't entirely know the difference. I mean, you could see up close, but from, 30 feet away, you never know.
Right.
I mean, as long as it's all straight, it looks good.
Right.
And it's professionally done. You got the number right there, and you got the, all your stuff. You're good to go. You don't need to spend a ridiculous amount of money. A wrap is ideal, but I think that's a pretty feasible option if anybody needs to do that.
Sure. No, that's a great idea, man. It really is. Up here where we're at, when I don't know if you saw the video about the wrap, but when I showed the truck rather, just that wrap that's on there cost us, I think it was like $1,500.
Yeah, I think it was.
And just the people, the response we get from the people, where it's, I have to do that where I'm at because that makes me stick out. Everybody around me has lettering on their truck. You know, some people have magnets, some have wooden signs with a bicycle and all that good stuff. But I need to stick out above them. And as soon as we started putting the wraps on, now all of a sudden everybody in town's putting these wraps on.
Yeah.
But to me, to pay that $1,500, 2 clients paid for that. You know, I mean, all I needed was 2 clients, and I get a minimum of 1 a month off that wrap. You know, so as long as you're beating your competition, no matter how you're doing it, as long as you're beating them, you're winning the game. You know.
Well, there's that, but there's a lot of people who also think that way and are completely unprofitable because they don't pay attention to their numbers. They just see themselves picking up accounts.
Right.
So, I mean, there is sport to it, but absolutely. You know, I want to get to a point. I'm actually really interested in your truck setup into the future. I run a lawn care, landscaping, and firewood business. I try to keep the 3 categories. I do some logging. I run a dump truck. I don't really. I mean, ideally, I'd like to have truck set up like yours, but there's no feasible way with the firewood setup and having to buy multiple trucks, keep them on the road, and all this stuff.
Right.
You know, in a perfect world, I would absolutely do that. I'm trying to grow basically multiple businesses at one time, which is pretty ridiculous. It's really hard, but
Hey,
you know.
No, I know. Believe me, I know. Absolutely. Hey, but
I
you
see it this way too, though. My firewood truck's going to get lawn care truck going out, and then my lawn care truck is going to be my firewood truck. I'm going to just have all different stuff going on. It's all going to be the same company, and next thing you know, once I start to grow quick, and I got a small fleet of trucks, maybe 3, 4, 5, bunch of guys going around. I'm going to look like the biggest guy in the area real quick.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
And, you know, I want to be seen. I want my trucks, you know, on the road at all times. I want, you know, phone number right there. If I sit in the traffic and I can't put that phone down, well, if the phone's already in their hand, I'm halfway there.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That's exactly right. No, buddy, you're on the right track. No doubt about it. I like what you're doing. I like what I hear. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut this short because we do want to get onto some other things here. But I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. And
Definitely.
And I'm going to help you out with the website guy, okay? So I'll send that stuff over to you right now. And then we'll just go from there. Actually, shortly. I got to do a few more things here yet tonight. But I'll get it over to you shortly. And, yeah, tell your buddies, man. Don't even screw around with these guys. You know, just focus on the information I'm giving you. You're going to go places with it, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to find a good person out there. I mean, you know, I can't thank you enough. I mean, for what you're doing, not just for me, but I'm sure there's 1,000 people out there looking at this and going, wow.
Well,
you know,
well,
there's a real guy not selling them a computer program, you know?
What does that sound like?
Yeah.
Don't even say it,
No,
because
I can't say it.
we don't want to bash anybody, but yeah. No, I hear you, brother. I hear you 100%. That's, yeah, well, that's what we're trying to do. Some people call us the poor man's YouTube guy.
Yeah.
That's okay, man. You know, we made our money, and we're okay with helping everybody else out. We don't have to make $10 billion, you know, but if I can help people get ahead, and, you know, we've always been about that. I don't know if it's, and I know it's not just a Wisconsin thing, but we've always wanted to help people. I mean, we've never been above that.
No.
You know, so anyway.
Well, I take a lot of pride in helping people myself. I mean, I've always got a minute to support anyone. And, you know, you can make money, and that's great. But, I mean, if you just help people out all the time, you're known as a great person. You got nothing but, you know, all you can do is feel good about yourself. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be completely happy in life?
Well,
it's not all about making $10 million a year, and you know, it's great being your competition, but I mean, to help someone out in the process, you know, doing your good deeds or whatever, man, that's just great. I mean, as much as you want to be on the same level as the next guy, you're on a higher level just on that level. I mean, I don't know how to explain it completely, but I mean, there's something better about it, you know?
Well, taking the high road, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. Everybody wants to take the low road, the quick dollar, I'll just get mine now and, I won't work for it, whatever. These people never succeed. I mean, you're successful because of what you do and how you do it. I'd rather get advice from someone like you than somebody who's just, either taking business or just intentionally does something the wrong way for that short-term gain. I mean, these people never get ahead. They never look good. I hate to take advice from someone like that over, just someone honest. Just being straight up and honest and helpful. I mean, you can't beat that.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that. We appreciate it. Well, listen, Justin, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing from you again, okay?
All right, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right, bud.
Have a great night, and thank you for having me, and you're welcome to call anytime.
All right, bud. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you later on. Thank you.
Talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Yep, bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
What a nice guy.
Yes.
A little long-winded, but a nice guy.
Yeah, you like to talk.
I thought I was long-winded.
Yeah.
I am long-winded. Okay. Well, listen, guys, we have to go on a lot of other things, but, I mean, there's a million people we got to answer tonight. But just to give you the idea, I know that you guys were really not looking forward to a half an hour probably video. I don't even know how long this has gone on, but I'm guessing somewhere around in there. One thing I want to leave you with, just to show you guys, I mean, you do mean a lot to us. We do always try to help you and to respond to your comments on here. And there's a lot of guys that don't. There's a lot of these guys that just pick and choose who they want to respond to, whatnot. We try to respond to everybody as much as possible. Sometimes they actually end up in arguments over stuff, but whatever.
Exactly.
The point is, we do this to try and help you. I'm not getting paid for this. So I'm doing this to try and help you guys out. If you take my advice, great. If you don't, you don't. I don't, it's not going to bother me either way, okay? One thing I do want to tell you guys, I know a while back I told you that I quit smoking. I did advance myself to this thing because I kept sitting on the other one, that cheap one that I had earlier, this e-cigarette, and I kept snapping it off in my ass. That didn't sound right.
You should probably rephrase that, I'm thinking.
Well, what would happen is I would sit on this thing and it would just snap. So, therefore, I had to replace it with this one. This one's really cool. It's got a little button thing on top that tells you, it tells you how much your hit is, and then when you're done with it, it actually shows you how much percentage is left. So, like now, I'm down to 44%. I don't know if you can read that. But, anyway, pretty cool thing. And the most neatest thing about that, I started this thing like 3-4 months ago, something like that. And now, my manager, Ron, show him what you got today, Ron.
An e-cig.
An e-cig.
Yep.
Look at that. And how much did you smoke previous to this?
I was actually, not proud of it, but I was almost 2 packs a day.
Yeah. Which is where I was too. I couldn't even breathe anymore, and I'm like, gotta do something, right?
Yeah, you have to do something, but working with George, you just tend to smoke a lot more.
He's such a light. Anyway, that's another exciting edition of Office Talk.
Talk.
See you guys.
Bye.